many cross purposes can we find?
Anything else that you need?
No, there are three swing resistance on this.
Join in. Excellent. Do you want me to move this back so you're a little more
No, I mean, I think it's fine where it is, especially if I've got it hot, I can turn it off.
Sure. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I just so you have an easier time getting moved out.
No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together, never get there at all. We get there together, never get there at all. We get there together, never get there at all. No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together, never get there at all. We get there together, never get there at all. We get there together, never get there at all. Because one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together, never get there at all. We get there together, never get there at all. We get there together, never get there at all. No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together, never get there at all. We get there together, never get there at all. We get there together, never get there at all. Tag. We get there together, never get there at all. We get there together, never get there at all.
Wow, what a great way to start today's program on through here. Welcome to this gathering hosted by the Unitarian Universalist Church of Bowling Green. Excuse me. Well, I wanted to hitch a ride here. Whether you are in person or you join us online, we are so glad that you are joining us. My name is Tim, and I will be your service associate today. Please, by the way, if you haven't already closed your phones up, which I don't think I did, you want to set it to airplane or turn it off for the duration so that we can all really be here together. And let me get mine. Oh, there we go. And let's see there. Now. This service is being live streamed. And if this room isn't comfortable for you, you can go to the Hosea Balo Lounge, which is next to the entrance on that side of the building, to watch the service via live stream. And we are a welcoming congregation, whoever you are, however you identify, wherever you come from, and whoever you love, you are welcome here. And our Sunday services are different each week, so that we can honor and learn from our wide array of traditions and beliefs. Today is our speaker, Reverend Deane Oliva, who's going to be speaking about actually the subject of our song that was introduced, and that is about rising up in resistance. And we're going to like now to start, as we traditionally do, the flaming chalice, and it's a symbol of love and learning in our community. Thank you, Dale. The words for our chalice lighting are by Sarah Ruth Wikoy Davis. We light this chalice with an open heart. We light this chalice with resolve. We light this chalice with tears still fresh on our cheeks. We light this chalice in hope of tiny flame we nurture. We light this chalice with reverence for this place, for these people, for this time. We light this chalice with all our souls longing to be who we are, to be who we will become, to be ourselves. We light this chalice in self-love, in giving love, in holy love. And please join us now for the song and singing Rise Up, O Flame. Our opening reading today is going to be done by Jessica. The poet Amanda Gorman was diagnosed with an auditory processing disorder, APD, and speech articulation issues in kindergarten. These conditions meant that her brain has difficulty interpreting and processing sounds, which initially led to speech and articulation delays. She was also born prematurely, which contributed to these early developmental and learning challenges. An adaptation of Amanda's poem, New Day's lyrics, is being read by Jessica.
May this be the day we come together. Mourning we come to mend, withered we come to weather. Torn we come to tend, battered we come to better. Tethered by this year of yearning, we are learning that though we weren't ready for this, we have been readied by it. We steadily vow that no matter how we are weighed down, we will always pave a way forward. This hope is our door, our portal, even if we never get back to normal. Someday we can venture beyond it, to leave the known and take the first steps. So let us not return to what was normal, but reach toward what is next. What was cursed, we will cure. What was plagued, we will prove pure. Where we tend to argue, we will try to agree. Those fortunes we forswore, now the future we foresee. Where we weren't aware, we're now awake. Those moments we missed are now these moments we make. The moments we meet, and our hearts once all together beaten, now all together beat. Come, look up with kindness yet, for even solace can be sourced from sorrow. We remember not just for the sake of yesterday, but to take on tomorrow.
Today, we actually, every Sunday, we like to remind ourselves of what our beliefs are and how we practice together. And today, I'd like us to do a unison reading of the mission statement of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Bowling Green. And I invite you to read with me if you wish. Our mission is to be a caring community that encourages spiritual growth and actively works to improve our society and environment. Now we're going to have the children's recessional through here, and if any There, I think that I see a few people here who might fit in just into that. Down through there. Oh. Thank you, everybody. That was lovely. Thank you, Eliza. We now have a meditative poem, and I'm going to have that read here by our Reverend Deane.
I'm going to introduce our time of meditation, silence, and prayer. We chose today a prayer from Meet the Moment, the UU World magazine for this spring-summer. And if you haven't read this edition of the UU World, please find it. If you're not a UU, look for it online. It is an amazing, amazing piece of journalism. Initially, Johan Jimenez and Kevin were going to read this, but coming back from Costa Rica, they are stuck in Atlanta with passport problems. They say that it's okay for us not to worry. So Karen, who doesn't speak Spanish, will read an adaptation of the English version. And the poem is Frente al Precipicio by Omega S. Burkhart. Karen? Afterwards, we're going to have silence followed by Spirit of Life. I'm going to ask you, when we do Spirit of Life, if it's in your heart to do this, when it says, come to me, let's embody this. Come to me.
We are at the edge of a precipice, one that we had hoped to avoid. Some of us may feel the vertigo tug at us. We fear falling in. There are others amongst us who fear not the falling, but being pushed into the deep crevasse. This is not the first time in history that we have been pushed to and over the jagged edge. This is not the first time, but it feels like the hardest time. So much is at stake. We here are a sanctuary for one another. All of us here are a sanctuary against retribution, control, extermination. We are resistance. For you who are afraid and angry, be enveloped in this abiding love. For you, beloveds of the world, where the bombs are falling, we love you.
And now I will ring the singing bell to begin your meditation. for some more music.
This next song we stole from the Poor People's Campaign, which is why I wore my shirt. It's called Everybody's Got a Right to Live. Everybody's got a right to live. Everybody's got a right to live. And before this campaign fails, we'll all go down to jail. 'Cause everybody's got a right to live.
Everybody's got a right
To live.
to live. Everybody's got a right to love.
To love.
Everybody's got a right to dream.
To dream.
Everybody's got a right to learn.
To learn.
Everybody's got a right to.
Everybody's got a right to live. Everybody's got a right to love. And before this campaign fails, we'll all go down to jail. Everybody's got a right to live.
Everybody's got a right to vote.
To vote.
Everybody's got a right to speak.
To speak.
Everybody's got a right to help.
To help.
Everybody's got a right to thrive.
To thrive.
Everybody's got a right to.
Everybody's got a right to live. Everybody's got a right to love. And before this campaign fails, we'll all go down to jail. Everybody's got a right to live.
Let me get what we've got now is I'd like to introduce to you someone that many of you know already. And this is the Reverend Deane Oliva. And, well, I'm not sure. Are we still going to do that? I think this was put up before when you did the Jurgen. Jurgen was going to speak at some point, so I think we'll go. He is speaking now? Well, good for it. Please come.
My name is Jürgen Zirnstein. Welcome. I want you to leave with a few thoughts I hope you will take to your heart. You are powerful. The following quote is attributed to the African-American writer Alice Walker, and find it both timely and appropriate. The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. Your mindfulness, your compassion towards strangers, how you manage your relationships and your actions, these all make a difference. And when we work together, we are a force that can shift history. Always remember that. Bowling Green and the region needs us. So many times I have borne witness to individuals who had given up on organized religion. I was one of them. Or worse, they were condemned by the denominations in which they grew up. They were without a spiritual home. And then they found us, and they feel better, more human again, because they can be fully and authentically who they are when they are with us. We have work to do. Ours is a living liberal tradition. The events of the world do matter to us because we are about the here and now, about opportunity to create heaven on earth. For us, love is the center, surrounded by values such as justice, equity, pluralism, and more. When the events of the world or the actions of our government run counter to those, we are called to act. It is not political. It's acting in conscience, speaking out in love. American cultural anthropologist Margaret Mead said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." When we act together, we have power. Finally, you are amazing. After a career in the corporate world, which has a completely different culture of getting things done, to state it mildly, I never cease to be awed by what you as a lay-led congregation accomplish. Sure, it sometimes takes longer or may seem messier than some people want, but we work together in a healthy mix of leadership, management, and consensus building. So turn to your neighbor at church and thank them for being a team member, a team leader, committee member, board member, etc. PP. You're all in it. You're all in it. Together. Together, we can change the world. Thank you.
Wow. Now, I think we've got I'm back on track here. And I don't think I need to tell many of the people here about Reverend Dr. Deane Oliva. For those who are here in person, she's been part of this church for a long time. As a matter of fact, she's been a member of this since 2000. And we've sponsored her journey into ministry at Meadville, Lombard Theological School, after which she served in a number of churches in Santa Cruz, California, and Evansville, Kentucky, and Flint, Michigan. Now, she's retired and an unpaid affiliate minister, primarily working in the area of social justice. She's also the American Red Cross Kentucky Regional Lead for Spiritual Care, another volunteer position. She's an active notary. Oh, that's for pay. She lives in a log cabin in 20 acres with Karen, her spouse of 36 years, 2 loudmouth doxies, I can vouch for that, and a gentle 16-year-old Aussie blue heeler. And daughter Jennifer is an accomplished Nashville performer, and we sometimes caravan down to see one of her shows. Theologically, Reverend Deane is a boo-you, Unitarian Universalist, and one who recognizes the thrill of living theology and the urge toward fully embodied worship. To say today's service is a bit passionate, but then that's who she is. Reverend Deane.
Thank you all for showing up today. Thank you, Tim, for taking on the job of service coordinator at the almost very last moment and doing a really great job. Thank you for this time. I'm going to take a second, folks, and just put these papers down so that I can put mine up. Jürgen actually gave the whole spirit of what's happening. And Michelle, are we going to turn this mic off and put the other mic on? Sure you are. Let's see if that works. Does this work? Whew, good. Okay. Next week, the Unitarian Universalist Association's General Assembly occurs. This major event is being held in Louisville, Kentucky this year. And we, as a local community, are invited to attend for free. I urge anyone who can come to this to do so. Speak to those who have already been. It's an occasion that you will not forget. You have to call Cassie and find out what the code word is so we can get in free. The major things are happening next on the 20th and 21st. The Ware Lecture is being conducted by Bishop Mary Ann Budd, and she is the Right Reverend Mary Ann Edgar Budd. She's the person who got a lot of fame last year because during the prayer service, she called out Donald Trump and she asked him to have mercy on transgender children and immigrant families. She is an Episcopal prelate and the first woman elected to serve in D.C. as a prelate. She's the bishop of that area. 60 years ago, another famous person gave the Ware Lecture, and that was Martin Luther King. 60 years ago, that would be 1966, in the throe of things. Okay? And he starts out by telling us to remember the story of Rip Van Winkle. Yeah, Claudia. Rip Van Winkle slept for 20 years. We all know that, right? But do you remember that when he went to sleep, the marquee on the inn, the sign that is above the inn, had a picture of King George III. And when he woke up, the marquee had a picture of George Washington. He had slept through it all. He slept through the revolution that changed the course of this land. He slept through everything that changed history. Folks, we don't have that opportunity. Okay? Here we are, right in the thick of things. How many of you, scared, vulnerable, frightened, apathetic, done, tired, how many of you have felt those feelings over the past year? Yeah, so many of us have felt those feelings and are in the throes of those feelings too, still churning, still trying to get out of it. Believe it or not, Stephen Colbert, on his final show, he said something that's so in tune with what we want to think about now. He said, feel the moment. And that's what I want you to center on today, feeling what's going on. We can't hide it. We can't put it back. It's causing us gut problems, okay? It's causing us sleep problems. We do not want to get immune to what's happening. I don't ever want to say, oh, my goodness, another 30 people put into detention. Oh, that poor man, he's getting beaten up by ICE agents. Oh. And something else, and something else. and we just listen to it and it floats over our heads. No, it doesn't. Allow yourself the opportunity to feel that pain, because it's painful. It is very painful. Maya Angelou made a statement, and she said, courage is the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, you cannot practice any other virtue consistently. You can practice any virtue erratically, but nothing consistently without courage. So here we are in a moment of panic, being told to have courage. But what we want you to do is have courage to be you. Courage to experience those feelings in your hearts and in your guts and let it be okay. Because to be maladjusted, as King might say, to this time is perfectly appropriate. Do you remember the 7 stages of grief? Shock. Boy, were we shocked at the results of the election. Denial. Okay? This couldn't have happened. This January 6th thing, no, that didn't really happen. Anger. Yeah, it did. How angry are we? Bargaining. Maybe things will calm down now. Maybe we'll get some good stuff done. Depression. So many of us have been in depression for the last year. Okay? Yeah. Okay? We cannot undo. We cannot postpone. This loss of the predictability of our land is real. So then we say, okay, I've got to venture out. I know, I'm not ready, but I've got to venture out and do something, and what can I do? And I don't know. Because we're babies at this. Many European countries, many other countries in other lands, they have been fighting for rights forever, and they know how to do it. But we don't. We've never had to really stand up for anything. On a local level, we might say, okay, we want fair housing, and that's a good thing. And we'll attend a couple of meetings and hope that it gets changed. There, we stood up. But we need to not only stand up, we need to stand up in ways that will relate to change. We have to accept this new role. And that's the last step, acceptance. Acceptance of our role in what is happening. And I need a clicker. I don't know where it is. Thank you. Oh, she's been changing it for me. How nice. Thanks, Michelle. 10 steps to autocracy and authoritarianism. Now, you've probably seen some of these steps because Stacy and Professor Kim Shepley and Dr. Stacy Adams have been putting this before us week after week after week. And at first, we, like our communities, have said, this, But as time has gone, it's been really, really important. You win the first election, fair and square, okay? But if you're the autocrat, you say, it's not going to be it will be the last fair election. You expand executive power, like rippling out. You push the boundaries and push the boundaries and push the boundaries. These things don't happen one right after the other. They happen simultaneously, and we know this is getting larger and larger. You capture the other branches, okay? Breaking the government down. By what? By putting new people in charge who may not have anything to know anything about the area that they're involved in. By cutting off funding to some areas, okay? By saying, boy, we're wasting a lot of money here. And helping people to start to believe or worry about that. That was good. And when you do all of this, you put loyalists. Now, the loyalists are not loyal to our country. They are loyal to the autocrat. That is their one loyalty. And everything goes for that. Their only loyalty is to the executive. And we don't have to look at this. You don't have to read this because you know the agencies that are being put in charge. We're having people put in charge who know nothing about what they're doing. You attack the truth and you attack free expression. How? Journalists are discredited. Shows that give news, well, if you give my news, you're okay, but if you don't, I'm not giving you that grant you want. Okay? Universities are doing that too, right? You know, we'll give you this or that, but you have the new one now is we've got lots of money and we're going to give out 12 grants, okay, worth many millions of dollars, but you have to sign this document that says it'll be in line with what we, the autocratic administration, want. And if you don't, you can't get the money. Lots of money, folks. Universities are wishing, okay? Let's change that slide, please. Okay. Scapegoating vulnerable. Now, this has been going on from the beginning. This is one of the administration's top chores, is to scapegoat immigrants, minorities, marginalized groups for national problems. You know, it's getting worse and worse. Just want to let you know that recently, as this week, they've decommissioned 118 religions in the military. So Unitarian Universalism is no longer an accepted religious group, okay? Along with most others. The small number of religions that are left are like 12 factions of Christianity, and then Judaism, Muslimism, and Hindu, just the top 6, and everybody else, you know, is gone. I think it's a little sad here. Okay. You know what this is. How we are destroying the integrity of universities, attempting to, okay? How we're looking to destroy, weaken Planned Parenthood, NPR, National Public Radio, NPR. And you sue. Okay. You sue lawyers, you dismantle universities, you destroy systems that hold power accountable. And boy, let me tell you, we are suing and countersuing like who knows what these days. Our lawyers are very busy. We're glad we have a lot of them. And then, of course, what happens then? And this is the big one. You're waiting for it, aren't you? So am I. Michelle, this is not working. Thank you. Okay. You normalize state violence. So we have these supposedly illegal police forces, both through the government and through private agencies, coming and normalizing, having violence, until we see so much violence, supposedly, that it becomes okay. This is what we expect on the streets. This is what we expect in our communities. Is that true, guys? Please tell me no. Next slide, please. And when you've done all of that, there's nothing left. Oh, we're going to rig the elections, of course, but we knew that was coming, right? And we're done. But we don't have to buy that, and we're not going to buy that. And we've told them we're not going to buy it. We're not sure how we're not going to buy it, but we're not going to buy it, right? Right? We're not going to buy it. 10 steps to freedom and power. Next one, please. Okay. I'm not going to go through these individually because we know what these are in our hearts. First of all, though, you have to understand, you have to recognize that the steps that are in this framework are true and real and happening on a daily basis and getting worse for our lifestyle as we knew it. Okay? And then we have to share what we know. And isn't this so contrary, especially in the South, to what we do when we're so civil and we don't talk politics and we don't talk moral crises? We don't do that. And what this time says is stand up, show up. You must share your knowledge of what's going on in gentle ways. You don't have to cram it down their throats, okay? But share what you know, because other people might also be leaning that way, okay, or might need to hear it. And once they hear it, they too can express it. And you have to organize, okay? Now, we all know how to organize. I mean, so many of us have talked about the rallies and the protests, and what do you do after that? You know, you organize. And we say, okay, what do we do? Okay, one thing is we could turn to those agencies which we have known about for a long time, and if we haven't already joined them, we might want to think about joining them. Next slide, please. Okay, the NAACP is one of them. Many of you already know Ryan Dearborn, the president of the NAACP in this area, and several of us are members of the NAACP. And his statement to me this week was, we are diligently working to get out the vote in November, despite all the efforts to stifle our vote, and we're working with strengthening education for our young people, particularly our black and brown people, who are being disenfranchised because of the recent wave of anti-DEI legislation. And we're pushing to stop governmental overreach that seems to be running rampant under the current administration. I was at a film festival this week, and a teenage boy was walking past me with a black jacket on with white lettering, and it said, his jacket said, "I am Black history." Think about that. He's so right, because what he does during this time will affect what happens in America, and 20 years from now, it'll be history, whatever he did or didn't do. Let me add to that. We are our ancestors. Okay, yes, we're ancestors in training, right? I mean, but 20 years from now, your grandchildren ask, what did you do during this time? You want to be able to respond in a way that shows that you understood the question, that you understood that change needed to be made. We are the ancestors. The next agency, here it is, League of Women Voters. And I want to tell you, the two coordinators in this area are Jana Ray Conway and Diane Lewis. And so this is what the constitutional crisis that the League of Women Voters feels in Kentucky is focusing on. Okay, these three pillars. Tell Congress to do their job. Okay, stop abdicating the powers of the executive. Push, push, push. The second one is really important in this area, and it might be something we want to consider in more depth. Demand that our Kentucky jails holding immigrants be transparent and abide by due process. I haven't been kept up with it. Last I kept up with it, 8 agencies have signed agreements with DHS to say that immigrants can be placed in their jails. Okay, so in Kentucky, several communities are saying you can put immigrants in there. So if that's going to happen, then we need to make sure that it's done humanely, that our neighbors, that our friends are treated with the respect and dignity, here are principles, okay, that they deserve. And the third thing is protect voters' rights, and they are currently in a lawsuit with Secretary of State Adams to not releasing voting rolls and get out the vote and registering new voters. So these are things that we usually do, number 3. Number 2 is really important as it pertains to right now in Kentucky. Those are the older groups. We're going to talk in a minute about another one. Next slide, please. Okay, who do you recognize here? I see several UUs right there in the front. And I'm going to start this discussion about indivisible. We've got a brochure that you're going to be getting a little bit, okay. But Ernesto, a teenager, graduated from high school in Bowling Green. 3 weeks later, he was arrested. He was not undocumented. He had all of his papers. And he was sent first to one place, then another, and then to Louisiana. And a small group of folks, enlarging at every moment, worked to get him released. Over 300 people came to this particular one rally. That was a start. That was the start in our involvement. And we were so proud because you know what? When we sang, sang, "No ICE, no fear, immigrants are welcome here." We made it a point of inclusion. Next slide, please. from that small beginning. Where is this? Do you know? Do you recognize anything? This is Bowling Green. This is Bowling Green. Thousands of us, thousands, as Derek Parham said, came to the No Kings rally. Yes, the No Kings rally. Okay? We were visible. People took note. And as Rachel Maddow tells us often, stand up, show up, be there, because numbers matter. Patty Minter, when she was in the legislature, always said, if you notify your legislature, I get a piece of paper, and anytime I have an issue, and I can hold up this many pieces of paper, it increases the value of what I say to the rest of the legislature. So even though it sounds ridiculous to send a notice to some people that you know don't believe in anything you believe in the legislature, it's hard. But when the numbers add up, they have to start to listen. This made people listen. Next slide, please. Okay, who knows where this is? Anybody? Minneapolis. Okay. Minneapolis. We are so lucky. And ICE was so stupid. I mean, who would start an action like this against people? In Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the average temperature is -10 below zero. I don't think they thought it out, do you? Okay. And this is the beginning, and here she is standing. And the next one shows what happens next. She's joined. Notice, they're used to this weather. They're used to these clothes. They're used to freezing their butts off. They don't talk about immigrants. They don't talk about minorities. They don't talk about marginal people. What do they talk about? We protect our neighbors. Let's not talk about the immigrants in our community. Let's talk about the neighbors in our community, the friends in our community. And you know what? If they're not your friends yet, start enlarging. Start connecting. Start saying hi to people you see, okay? We are Minnesota. So at this film festival I was telling you about, I also asked every Minnesotan, every person from Minneapolis, I'd ask them, tell me about it. What was it like? What is it to you? To a person, they said several things. I can't tell you. It was like they were rehearsed, and yet these people didn't know each other. Connect. Show up. Those were the words. They said, look, we had George Floyd, and we developed small groups, and we began to react, and we learned how to act, and we learned how to react, and with each learning, we could do more. But we're from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and you know what? It's cold here, and you cannot survive alone. So we are already tuned in to helping, always helping. You see somebody without a scarf, and it's 10 degrees below zero, you give them a scarf. You see somebody that's car is not working, you all run over and help with the car. You see somebody being pummeled by ICE, and you show up. Speed is so important. It's got to be something that you know in your heart that you feel is right. Next slide, please. So here's some more of the things. We're going to practice nonviolent disruption. And folks, we've been doing rallies and we've been doing protests, and that's really wonderful. We can again turn to Minneapolis. When they did their nonviolent protesting, and I've got a picture of that too, I think. What happened? Did we fight? Did we argue? Okay, the word fuck was used all the time. Is that going to be censored? I don't know. Anyhow, but that was the way they expressed their anger. Otherwise, they had frogs and they had ducks, and we had a duck in Bowling Green too. Yeah, okay. They sang. Okay. Can I have the next slide? There. Look at that picture. Over 10,000 people. That's definitely disruptive. And it's disruptive in ways that hurt themselves too. Okay? I mean, let's look at this. People could not go to school. People could not go to work. Stores have had to close because employees were afraid to come to work. And what are we doing in Minnesota? We are finding ways to compensate them. We are finding ways to help them out of these crises. We are still working diligently in Minnesota. And they sang. This is beautiful, and we're all inspired by it. Can we do that in Bowling Green? Who knows? We don't. Valerie's shaking her head. Yeah, we can. We can if we want to. Next slide, please. Ah, good. May the ushers come up, please, to pass out stuff? Yellow ones. Oh, and the other. Karen, could you help passing out green ones? The green ones are one to a family. And then, Jessica, could you pass out black and white ones since our ushers have already gone? Locally. I need one of the yellow ones. Thank you. This is a brochure on Indivisible. Okay? Indivisible is a national organization. Okay? But local organizations were formed throughout the country. And you need to look at this to see. Soki Individual was formed in the year 2025. 8 women, 8 local women said, what group should we join to get the most so that we can really be involved? And they decided to choose Indivisible. They filed their application that very day, and they planned their first protest. Their first protest was at Mitch McConnell's office. They had over 40 protesters there in less than 48 hours. So they have had almost weekly protests for the past 17 months. Now, that might not be what you want to do, but it certainly is a way to show up. It certainly gets attention. It certainly gets on the news, okay? Instantly, through communication, they reach over 1,500 to 2,000 members. You can read all of this. This is beautiful. But what I want to show you in particular is this page in which there are things you can do in Bowling Green. And I want to highlight one of those things. Okay? Rise Up, Sing Out is a national event. We have paid, I think, over $800 for this venue in the Sloan Center. $1,300. Thank you, Ryan. Okay? Big money to rent out this place on June 14th. Okay? It starts at 6 p.m. It's at the Sloan Convention Center. If you can go to this, if you can make connections there, if you can meet with your community there, it would be a great thing. There's going to be a local program, and we're also going to be joined through live stream with Bette Midler, Patty Smith, a whole bunch more people. Okay, it's going to be great. Indivisible only has great things going. There are other things that might, if you want to join a book club, all of those things can happen. But there's more that can happen. Soki Individual then has reached out, and it has spawned 2 more organizations. Ryan Thomas, whom you know and did such a great job today. Thank you, Ryan. Okay, is head of Singers Resistance in Bowling Green. Singing? It's spelled Singing Resistance in Bowling Green, okay? We encourage you, if you enjoy what's happening with song here, meet with Ryan. There's ways to reach him in here. Music matters. And the second group is Community Defense Bowling Green. Community Defense is our speedy hotline in case something happens. Okay? We encourage you to join that if you would like. Okay? This is the group of people who show up when ICE is here. You may not be ready for that, but we want you to know about it, and we want you to know about the phone number for it, okay, that you can call when something is happening in our area, and we will send out responders. Lastly, you each got a gift on your seat. Okay, did everybody get their gift? Let's hope you did. Thank you. The whistle has become a national symbol of this movement. Okay, it's a way of looking out for your neighbors, for your friends, for those in our community that might be facing some kind of bad some kind of violence, some kind of manipulation, okay? Now, I'm not asking you, may not be ready for this, but what I'd like you to do with that whistle is to put it in the driver's side compartment or the glove compartment or your console of your car. This says, I'm not ready to do anything right now. I don't have to do anything right now. But when the time comes, I'll know and I'll be ready. So what we do here, and did somebody pass out? Yeah, okay. The national way of doing this is if you see ICE in the area or others, it's the Border Patrol, it's a lot of different agencies now that are joining you. You know, masked people should not be running around our town. And if you see them in a certain area, 3 short whistles. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Tweet, tweet, tweet. That tells the people that need to get safe, to go home, to go in the back of a store, to go places where they will not be harmed. Go get your kids, okay? All of those things. So it's a warning to our neighbors and to ourselves. Be on the lookout. And again, that's standing up. Be on your lookout. If in fact we see something actually happening to our, and this has been going on very rarely, but going on in Bowling Green, an attack of a complex, okay? One long tweet. One long tweet. Deane! Okay, and then again, I'm good at this, right? Deane! Okay, what to come out? This is when we want you to show up. This is when we want numbers to happen. You've seen it on TV. You take out your phone and you start recording. Don't worry about what happens to that recording. You don't record people's faces, okay? You don't get more than 3 feet close. You record. Don't worry what to do with the recording. If it's needed, people will come to you. But everyone does that. Take out your phone now, okay? You don't have to take out your phone, but to be there, to show up is what's going to be important. ICE gets intimidated. When so many people show up, they sometimes release the person they were grabbing. They sometimes turn around and leave. So we want to have that effect. I'm not sure I need to say anything here. You are scared, fearful, tired, vulnerable, caring, loving, open-hearted. You are powerful. Change. Change is made when you stand up for yourself and your community, when you allow yourself to feel what's happening in this world today, and when you gently say to yourself, I really have to start doing something. The green brochure tells you things. Diane, thank you for compiling that. It's a list of things that you can do in 5 minutes or less. Might not seem by much, but it's one thing to check off. Yes, I did that. Yes, I did that. And with each thing you step off, you become a little bit more confident and a little bit more ready to engage. Thank you.
We want to move along pretty quickly, and what I'd like to add, first of all, thank you so much for such an inspiring talk, and we got stuff with it, and it's what a perfect thing. What we'd like to now do is to offer our thoughts. And by the way, if you have any thoughts on the place, you can put this into our basket outside, or we'll have some more information. And I think now what we'd like to do is invite our, would you like to give the introduction?
You may recall Jürgen and Laura and I talked about Meet the Moment last year after GA. Again, this General Assembly, UUA General Assembly, is coming up again in a couple weeks. You might have seen some communications about what's going on at General Assembly. And again, it's focused on Meet the Moment. We are very much being called to act. When Deane invited me to put together this service, we talked about singing Resistance and having some songs. I just want to reiterate, whenever we, Singing Resistance, are singing, it's all about you. It's about communal singing, so raise your voice. Also, I happened to catch Nansira, because you may recall Nansira has been with us before, and she gave a full service with her story, and we'd love to have her back yet again. But I saw a song online that very much was in line with the communication of this message, and we are blessed to have Nansira sing this song for us today.
Thank you so much. Hi, how are y'all doing? My name is Nansira. I'm very happy to see y'all again. Some of you I recognize, some of you I don't, so nice to meet you, nice to see you. This song is called Poison Rain, and it was inspired is an interesting word. It was in response to the Supreme Court greatly weakening the Voting Rights Act, which we know is having repercussions all across the South. And one of the articles I was reading referenced a Ruth Bader Ginsburg quote where she said that throwing out anti-discrimination laws that are working is like, quote, throwing away your umbrella in a rainstorm because you are not getting wet. So, this is Poison Rain. Down in Louisiana, there's a storm coming through. I have seen this storm before, and my mama's seen it too. Clouds that cover all the world keep brewing on, so you can make an extra dollar and be somebody's fool. So you go into the room where the hammer goes down, and you change the lines to suit your gain, and you sway the odds to make your name. Take your umbrella and you throw it away and bathe all your children in poison rain. Over there in Memphis, that wind is blowing around. They're watching and warning for that thunderous sound. And Tennessee has surely seen that lightning does abound, 'cause they know the room and they felt the weight of that hammer going down to change the lines and suit your gain, and you sway the odds to make your name. Take your umbrella and you throw it away and bathe all your children in poison rain. See the people rising in their streets and halls and homes, marching through the vitriol, soaked to the bone. With a chorus and a burning flag, we keep on keeping on. 'Cause you can try to take our voices, but you will never take our song and change the lines to suit your gain. And you sway the odds to make your name. Take your
you for these gifts. May we use them wisely in the service of our congregation and our community. Let's give you some briefly, and everything else hopefully will be brief too. We're going to, a few things that we should know for the community news. Thank you. Next Sunday on June the 14th, members of our congregation will gather at 9 a.m. to clean up Preston Miller Park, which is at 2303 Tomlinson Drive in Bowling Green. Here it's up on the screen. Everyone 13 or older is welcome to help out. And also next Sunday, the Earth Circle group is hosting Chad as he does a presentation on Reiki, Japanese system of energy transfer. And everybody is welcome. And please gather in the Hosea Balboa Lounge at 12:45. And also the 21st of June, we are going to have our flower service. So please bring a flower or two to share on Sunday, June the 21st. And that we'll be having our annual flower celebration during the service. And also on June the 27th, here at UCBG, we're going to have a Gene Valley Celebration of Life, a memorial service. So please mark your calendars. We'd love everybody to be here. And finally, if you have any topics for services during July or August, please talk to Diane or email the Sunday services at uucbg.org. And we just got a notice on this. Urgent is what it's being said. Let's talk about the AI data centers coming to Bowling Green. And there's going to be a meeting at 6 p.m. at the Bob Kirby branch of the public library. So if you're interested in that.
June 10th.
I'm sorry?
June 10th.
June 10th. Yes, thank you very much.
Where was that again?
It's June 10th. It will be at 6 p.m. at the library, the Bob Kirby branch. And we are going to come to our closing reading. And these are closing words by Tanya E. Marquez and will be read by Diane.
Do not fear agitation, for agitation is the rhythm of life itself, to be put into motion, to be stirred. Do not fear the movements that decenter what you always thought permanent. You carry within the center of your understanding the compass to show you the way. Carry with you the love that will hold you, the vision that will guide you, the relationships to all beings and the world that will ground you. Go in peace and in gentle agitation to stir this world to the side of love.
And if we have any comments on this, please send comments to Sunday services at UUCBG. And there's also a blue box in the lobby where you can leave suggestions and comments. And there's also an online form. There's a link on it on our YouTube page and a QR code so that you can get directly to that. And next Sunday, we're going to have a very interesting topic. Our guest speaker is going to be David Hornsby, and he's going to be talking about going through conversion therapy and what that experience was like for him. And at this moment, we are going to say good farewell to our online members. We are so glad that you were able to join us today. And we invite you to join us again, either in person or online. And until then, be well and go in peace. Now, because we are running a bit